Buildy here. Come a little closer. I have to talk real nice and quiet. This is in my little garden. But right up there in the other side of the kitchen window, my son is having his tutor has come to give him lessons. Mathematics, reading. He's a pretty good reader for a 6-year-old. Big words, he skates right through it. Just practice. He doesn't read on his own though, he has to be made to, because they have devices. I wouldn't want him to have them. They've integrated this lessons with the schools, have integrated the lessons with phones and computers, so they have to have one. You gotta hover over them to keep them from watching cartoons and TikTok videos. Makes it a real pain in the ass. Things were easier when they just had books and papers. Stay out of trouble that way. I remember why I became such a reader. My mom was pretty scientific about raising those kids. And she had a lot to do. She was a stay-at-home mom, but had a big house. She cooked all the meals, took care of Dad, took care of the business. I mean, the finances and all that. She didn't like a lot of complications, like having other kids over to play or me going somewhere else or any of that stuff. I was the fourth kid. There's 7 years difference between me and the next one. 7 years difference between her and the next one. And she had a lot of time to sit and think about how that went and modify it. Say the youngest kids are always spoiled, but I'm lucky. Spent a lot of time in my room. Got to stay in your room. It's full of books. Wasn't anything to do in there but read. After she taught me to read before kindergarten. But I'd stay in there and read. And we had encyclopedias, real old ones. Interesting books about culture and travel. Lands and Peoples, that was a pretty good one. It was a Lands and Peoples encyclopedia set. I think it came out in the mid-30s. It wasn't National Geographic. I don't know who it was. Some other group. It doesn't exist anymore, or morphed into something else. But they went all over Europe and Africa and South America and East Asia and everywhere, and found all these different people and photographed them and made sculptures of them too. And page after page about their habits. I remember a lot of that, what I read. I was interested particularly in Afghanistan for some reason. This was when I was like, 7, 8 years old, back in the mid-70s or early 70s. Yeah, it would have been early 70s, reading about Afghanistan. What it'd be like to walk into a town in Afghanistan and sit down and have tea with the elders. I ended up doing that. I never would have dreamed it. Strange. Things that appeal to us when we're little. But I read. I read some books that were way above my level. But I read them because I didn't have anything else to do. Kids now, it's pretty scary. They got way too much else to do. You're not going to find the truth while being entertained. You're not going to care about it if you're entertained. A lot of people, even in the truther stuff and the videos and the YouTubes and that clamor after all this stuff about the real nature of our reality. No, that's good, but most of them, I think, want truth. Some of them are there, they just want to be entertained. And you can kind of tell in their comments. The political stuff, that attracts them too. Probably more so. Kind of a self-discovery thing. My kid's got a bunch of books. I bought books for him in Russian that I wanted him to read. Bought them online and brought them here. Made sure it's the ones that I wanted him to have. Hell, they're buried in a big pile of everything now, and it doesn't make any difference to them, one or the other. They don't pay attention to them anyway. I might have to take a menial job here. That possibility's been brought up today. Can't find a way to get paid for what I do here. Well, I know how to get paid for what I do in the U.S., and I'm doing it very slowly. I just need a big audience. I need somebody with a big audience to interview me, and I'm trying to get a hold of some of the big audience people. They have firewalls, because, you know, a lot of people love to have a big audience because it translates into money, and a lot of people are douchebags, don't have anything to say. Yeah, I got to get a couple of interviews and get spread around, and that'll fill my bank account. I got a nice little nut right now already. Not enough to justify going to another country to try to get. I think I'm going to have to go back to the U.S. Oh, the laws keep changing. My original plan will still work, but the airline tickets has skyrocketed. When I put my plan together a couple of weeks ago, I just kind of browsed through the airline tickets, and yeah, that's doable. Yeah, a couple $100 I can go get my money. Not anymore. Round trip's going to set you back a couple of yards now. They skyrocketed airline prices. Why, I don't know. All of them. I tried various different places. It's just not doable. I could take a bus to Georgia. That would work. It'd be a long trip, though. But maybe something will change before then. I just have to go back to the U.S. I don't want to do that. But I don't do my family a whole hell of a lot of good here. I can do housework and take care of the kids. This is supposed to be a welfare state, but you got to be in an official position, have an official job to get all the benefits. If we could get the benefits, we might be able to make ends meet. My wife's working. I don't know how much she makes, but the more she provides for the family, the more insufferable she'll be. Ugh. She didn't work until recently. Now she has to. Anyway, according to the document she looked at and all the stuff she was looking into, I have to have an official job, and she could get me one. I'll be sweeping somewhere, probably, carrying things around. I'll do that. You can't humiliate me. Good work is hard for the soul. No, wait a minute, that's not how it goes, is it? Oh, hard work is good for the soul. Yeah, hard work is good for the soul. I don't know. Maybe good work is hard for the soul. I don't know. I like to think I'm a talented writer and got a lot of skills, very, very, very sharp things. Some of them specialized, but I can't get anybody to pay me a freaking penny here. I've had some people that promised they were going to give me something for, you know, doing certain things, articles and whatnot, but that all seems like a kind of a wash. I think they were kind of fugazi. I got a little bit, very little, and now it's all like they don't want to talk to me. I want to be self-funding anyway. I don't like dealing with people like that. Freaking useless. Well, maybe something will change in the next few weeks. Maybe not. I do have a little money in my bank account. Now it's going to start dwindling in value as the U.S. economy goes off the ledge. How long that's going to take? Could be overnight. Might take several months. I got to figure out what I'm going to do. I've been 100% wrong so far. Everything I try seems like, or hadn't any of it worked out at all. So I don't know. Any advice would be welcome. Make sure it's good advice though. Don't waste your time telling me I should, do something real, like, would have been the first thing anybody thinks of. Yeah, I got some good people here. I don't get much of that, but it still happens. I don't even know if I'm going to post this or not. It's kind of depressing. I'm okay. It's a beautiful day. It's supposed to be stormy, but it hasn't rained. A little windy. It's balmy. It's actually balmy. People are starting to show up without coats. My daughter's riding her bicycle. Gave her my bicycle. I never ride it. I haven't ridden it in years. Still in pretty good shape though. Oh. Well, what happened today? We know Russia went to the gold standard, I guess you could call it that. Rubles tied to gold at 5,000 rubles per gram, which is right at what everything's sitting at right now, vis-a-vis the U.S. 5,000 rubles is around 80 bucks. A gram of gold in U.S. dollars is about 80 bucks. So I guess they want to lock things in right here. Gold will lock it in. Gold fluctuates in price, but it's always worth something. They took the limits off how much gold you could bring into Russia a long time ago. And now they took off the VAT tax, the silly VAT tax. So it's pretty much making it into a currency, which is nice. I had some back a long time ago I needed to sell here. I just took it to a jeweler. It was real fine gold, 99.999. He looked at it and bought it on the spot for spot price. Cash. I've done that in Poland before too. Back when this is Ukraine, I went to a jeweler with some gold, Krugerrands even, and they called the police on me. They thought I was up to something sketchy. Selling gold? Why you want to sell gold? They called police. Yeah. I suppose the banks will buy it now for spot price, what they say spot, which will be 5,000 per gram, which is about what it is right now per ounce in the U.S. when you translate rubles to dollars and grams to ounces. You're talking about the price you got right now, hovering just below $2,000 an ounce. I think there's 3.8 ounces in 100 grams. 100 grams used to be the limit. That's why I know that, for bringing it in. Now there's no limit. I got to figure out a way to get my hands on my money so my dear wifey can use it. We can pay her bills. She claims they're getting ready to shut the electricity off. That's not good. I don't think she's paid anything before I came here. It's my fault, though. She likes to make me worry. She likes to wave bills in front of my face. She knows I got no money. Every day. What doing? What doing? What's the point? Why do people do stuff like that? Malice? I don't think so. Anyway, I could stick around and sweep, pick up trash. No, such is my destiny, perhaps. I don't mind. Just seems like kind of, I don't know, kind of a waste. But for who? Flip, flop, fly. Well, let's end this on a nice positive note. Well, I think it has been positive. Yeah, when you think about it. Could be a lot worse. I like fighting lies. I like fighting fake news. I like doing that. I like talking to people. Can't talk to anybody here. I'm not good enough at speaking. And Russians are very impatient people. They won't go that far to understand you. Not even a millimeter. You know, the common people you meet every day, people you deal with, clerks and everything, they're like that. You don't pronounce something exactly right and they blow in your face and wave you off. They don't want to know anything to do with you. Well, we'll see what happens. Could be some pretty high comedy. If I can charge my battery, I'll take my phone on my adventures and make movies of me picking up trash and sweeping and stuff. I'll talk while I'm doing it. It'll be great. I'll talk while I'm doing it. Uncle Buildy signing out.